Chapter 2, Lesson 1, Addition Properties and Subtraction Rules. We're going to start by learning about addition properties. There are three properties of addition. Commutative property of addition. That tells us that we can switch the order of our addition equations and still end up with the same numbers. Basically, that means 4 plus 1 is 5, and 1 plus 4 is 5. We get the same answer regardless of what order we do them in. The associative property is what we use when there's more than two numbers that we are adding. And again, that means that it doesn't really matter what order we combine them in, we're still going to end up with the same answer in the end. So if we have 5 plus 2 plus 3, we can add 5 plus 2 first and then add the 3, or we can add the 2 plus 3 first and then add the 5. It doesn't matter, we will still get the answer of 10. Identity property is the last one. Identity property says that if you add 0 to any number, it's still going to be that number. We call that identity property because the number does not change its identity. It doesn't change what it is because we are adding the 0 to it, since 0 actually is nothing in this case. So, using what we know from those, let's look at example 1. Carlos is buying the items shown. Does the order in which the musical instruments are scanned change the total? If they scan the triangle first, which is $10, and then the drum that's $20, we will get $30. If they scan the drum first for $20 and then the triangle for $10, we will still get $30. In this case, we can see that it didn't matter which order we added them in, we still got the same number. And since all they did was switch the order and there were two numbers we were adding, this is commutative property of addition. The hint of whether something is associative property rather than commutative property is if there are parentheses or more than two numbers. Those are your quick clues. Example 2. There are 16 people at the pool on Saturday. There were no people at the pool on Sunday. How many people were there on Saturday and Sunday? So we've got 16 plus 0. 16 plus 0 is still 16. This is the identity property of addition. So there were 16 people at the pool on Saturday and Sunday. We can use properties and rules to help us find unknown numbers or missing numbers in a number sentence too. Example 3 actually goes to our subtraction rules, so let's take a look at the subtraction rules really quickly. Subtraction rules both have to do with zeros. When you subtract 0 from any number, the result is the same number. That is a subtraction rule. When you subtract any number from itself, your answer is going to be 0. That is also a subtraction rule. Both of these are examples of subtraction rule. Here is your hint. If you're doing a subtraction problem and 0 is in it anywhere, then you will know that you are doing something with subtraction rules. Okay, so let's look at example 3. Find the unknown in 10 minus something is 10. When you subtract 0 from any number, the result is still the number. So in this case, our unknown was 0. Think that through real quick. 10 minus 0 is still 10. Okay, let's do those 3 guided practice questions at the bottom really quickly. Find each unknown, draw a line to identify the property or rule used. Number 1, 19 minus something equals 19. Well, if I started with 19 and I ended with 19, then I didn't subtract anything. That's a 0. And remember, subtraction and 0 means subtraction rule. Number 2, 5 plus something plus 2 equals 5 plus 9 plus 2. Oh, well, they already told me what was missing in there. I had 5s on both sides, I had 2s on both sides, so the thing that was missing was a 9. Here comes our hints. We have parentheses and more than 2 numbers that are being added. This is associative property of addition. Last question. 74 plus 68 equals something plus 74. Well, I have 74 on both sides. That means the one thing that I'm missing was 68. And I have 2 numbers that just changed order. That means this is commutative property. Now, if you would like to do some more examples, you can do the independent practice. But otherwise, go to your homework and see what you can accomplish.